yeah, people that don't believe you need defense to win championships simply don't win. KD responded to me saying that, and what I'll say to K is, I said people that don't win championships. Kevin Durant has 2 championships. So I don't even know why he took my statement as a hit at him when I said people that don't win championships. You won 2 championships. So that shouldn't include you unless you feel that statement includes you.
Kevin Durant versus Draymond Green. 1, 2, 3, go!
Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. This is a beef. This is a versus battle. We have Kevin Durant, who stays in some beef, versus Draymond Green, who also stays in some beef. These are 2 guys that don't mind talking. They're going to say something if they feel it. If they feel it, they're going to say it. You know how these 2 do. Now, currently, obviously, you know Kevin Durant is a monster when it comes to the offense, one of the best offensive players that we have ever seen play basketball. But then we also have Draymond Green, who I guess you could say is also one of the best defenders we've seen in basketball. Definitely the best defender we've seen in this era. However, they are currently beefing because they played on the same team. And honestly, one of them is like, yo, I don't care what you do. Anybody can slide their feet. That's what Kevin Durant said. Anybody can slide their feet. But who can put the ball in the basket? Draymond Green heard that and said, whoa. Hold on there, big dog. You got to play defense to win championships. Everybody that wins a championship plays some level of defense. And to that, they asked him, they said, well, he won a championship and he cares more about offense. Draymond said, where did he win that championship? Because last time I checked, I think he won it here. So, let's get to the verses. So, like you already heard, this is a versus battle. And when we do versus battles, we basically like to take 2 sides of an argument. We listen to both sides, then we come back at the end and we decide who won. And right now, like I said, we're talking about Kevin Durant and Draymond Green, both of whom are never shy to tell you exactly what they think. Now, Kevin Durant recently came out, like I said, and he's doing Kevin Durant stuff, right? The easy way out. He's always doing the easy way out. So I'm not even going to tell you. You listen, and then we'll come back and briefly talk about what he said, and then we'll go on to what Draymond Green said.
You have to score baskets if you want to win a championship. Playing defense, we can get any one of y'all in here to bend your legs, not touch the basketball, slide left and right, and contest the shot. That's easy. But when we're talking about winning at a high level against the best of the best, you cannot just do that and win a basketball game. You have to make shots. And that's why I work on my game so much. So if you want to win, you got to make shots.
So that's what Kevin Durant said about winning basketball games. He said basically you can get anybody in here and they could just slide their feet and all of a sudden, you could play some defense. And I don't know about that, big dog. I don't know about that. But before we really break that down, let's jump into what Draymond Green had to say. And Draymond Green had to say 2 things in 2 parts, okay? And so let me pull that up, and we'll go from there. Where did it go? Hold on a second. Yep, here we go. So now you should see it on your screen as well if you don't already. It says, Draymond Green fires back at Kevin Durant's claim that offense wins championships. Draymond, those who don't believe defense is as valuable as it is, they simply just don't win. I don't think anyone's ever really been hell-bent on caring about the opinion of those that don't win, because your opinion equals 0. So I hear you, but Kevin has won. That's what the reporter said. Draymond said he won here, and the defense here was, the reporter finishes, it was incredible. Draymond, absolutely. All right? So that's how Draymond responded on that. And then Kevin Durant, if you look over at the next joint, was like, and the offense was also excellent. But now let's listen to the actual clip of what Draymond said.
By the way, just so we're clear, there is no debate between me and KD. However, I love the way KD mix it up with people on Twitter. I love the way KD share all of his thoughts. And me and KD gonna always talk basketball, and we gonna bump our gums a little bit. And it ain't no different here. KD said something, I made a statement. KD took that as me saying something back to them. KD put out a tweet and he said, well, if I'm not mistaken, he said, and the offense was, ? And my response to KD is, number one, like I said, this ain't no beef. Ain't no beef between KD or Draymond, but we gonna talk our shit because that's what we both do and we both love to do it. And we would do this sitting together with each other and y'all don't see it. We'll do it and y'all do see it. Make no mistake about it, ain't no goddamn beef. Anyway, KD says, and the offense was, and he was saying and the offense was in regards, he was responding to me saying, teams that play defense win championships. I wasn't saying that teams that play offense or the teams that play defense doesn't play offense. No, the fact of the matter is you have to be top 10 offensively and top 10 defensively to win an NBA championship. That's just the facts of the matter. When KD say, and the offense was, well, the offense was incredible. Just like their offense was incredible in Brooklyn, and just like their offense was incredible in Phoenix. It was incredible. Great offense. Very tough to stop. But offense with no defense, we've seen that in NBA years past. We'll see that in the NBA for years to come. Offense, teams with offense and no defense. And so my point was, you show me a team that don't play defense, I'm gonna show you a team that don't win championships. My statement was, I mentioned, people that don't believe you need defense to win championships simply don't win. KD responded to me saying that, and what I'll say to K is, I said people that don't win championships. Kevin Durant has 2 championships. So I don't even know why he took my statement as a hit at him when I said people that don't win championships. You won 2 championships. So that shouldn't include you unless you feel that statement includes you. I personally don't, because I personally know, and I am personally well aware, that you won 2 championships. So I don't live in that category. People that try to lessen KD's championships, because I know everything about KD's championships and how important he was. So I'm not a part of that group of people, but I think the proof speaks for itself. You know, you look at teams that has great defenses and great offenses, they win championships. Teams that have great defense and no great offense, they usually get to the playoffs and lose. Teams that have great offense and no defense, they usually get to the playoffs and lose or don't even make the playoffs at all. So, fact of the matter is, you need to be top 10 in both.
So Draymond Green feels that you need to be top 10 in both defense and offense. And as we've already said, Kevin Durant's like anybody could slide their feet, go out there and play defense. But you got to put the ball in the basket. Now, Draymond Green also mentioned that he wasn't necessarily talking about Kevin Durant, so he wasn't sure why he took it personally, or if he did take it personally. And he also mentioned that the Brooklyn Nets are really good on offense, no championship. Now, there's some context missing. But then he said teams that are really good on defense make the playoffs and then lose. And teams that are really good on offense, they score a lot of points, but they can't stop you to win a championship. So when you're listening, and he also said this is not a beef, but at the end of the day, these two have had some public spats before. Do I think they're going to come to blows right now? Absolutely not. But it is, whether they like it or not, it is a conflict of opinion. And it is a beef of opinion. It is a versus of opinion. And in this case, for me personally, I'm going to go with Draymond Green. I understand what Kevin Durant is saying, and I do think putting the ball in the basket is the hardest thing that you can do in basketball. I think it is the hardest thing to do. Specifically at a high level. To be somebody that can do it at a high level is hard. It usually takes a lot of skill or some supreme athleticism that most people do not have. However, it's also the easiest thing to do. because right now, especially in this era, a lot of people are not hanging their hat on defense. But historically, no team that I can remember usually wins when one side of the ball is really, really bad. So yeah, Kevin Durant, you put the ball in the basket at an elite level. A lot of people can't do that. You're on another level. That is true. But every time you don't play defense and you let your man run down the court and get a layup or get an easy jump shot, where you got to maybe work a little harder because they're looking at you, and even though offense is easy for you, they're still going to come at you and try to slow you down. Whereas if you're on defense on the other end and you're just not playing your man tough enough, and he scores, and then the next guy that you're playing scores, or they're attacking you on defense because they know, attacking you on offense because they know your defense is trash, you can't win that way either. And I will say this, another reason why I think Draymond won this argument, I don't think he's just saying that you don't have to play any offense. I don't think he's saying that defense is the end-all be-all. He said you need to be top 10 in both. Kevin Durant is sitting up here focusing strongly on offense, but Draymond didn't say there's no offense needed. What he said is you got to be able to play some defense, but you should be top 10 in both. I hate to admit it when Draymond Green is right. It really drives me nuts. Because he annoys me, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. But he's right in this instance. Draymond Green is half right, half wrong. I got to admit, most of the time. But in this instance, he's right. Kevin Durant is just like, oh, I'm a skilled offensive player. I'm so great on offense. I look so cute out there. Pause, no diddy. We got it. But at the end of the day, KD, that's why you don't win without Steph and them. You went to Brooklyn, no chip. There's some context missing, but no chip, regardless. You went to the Suns, and you had all these offensive players, and you couldn't pass the ball or play defense. You had no point guard. You had no defenders, and you didn't even make the playoffs. So, KD to me has a lot of bad basketball takes overall. What I do like about him is that he's not afraid to talk to fans. I like that he's not afraid to have those conversations. I like that he is fairly transparent in how he feels and what he thinks. Those things I appreciate. He's obviously an elite basketball player. But his basketball takes to me, and he respects the greats before him. I think he does a good job of respecting those before him overall. He said one pretty ridiculous thing about Michael Jordan that I didn't like on LeBron's podcast. But that was just two clowns hyping each other up and not thinking, in my opinion. But overall, I think that KD's biggest problem is that his basketball takes are off because he's trying to do something outside of the norm, and it doesn't work that way. You got to play defense to win championships. Do you just slide your feet? If it was such a joke, why did Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, the two greatest players I've ever seen, why did they care so much about it? Why did Hakeem Olajuwon, who's also one of the greatest players I've ever seen, care so much about it? And what makes you think that the sacrifices they made to play great defense and to be physical, what makes you think that they did that just for the heck of it and not because they saw it was absolutely necessary to dominate and win games? That's where you made your first mistake, sir. So we're going to give this battle to Draymond Green. Right? I wish I had like a bell. I need to look for a bell sound effect so I can go ding ding ding, and your winner, Draymond Green. Cuz that's who won this one. Nice try though, Kevin. Nice try. On your way out, please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Please make sure you hit that notification bell. Please make sure you comment, because guess what? Ball is life, and I guarantee you I will respond. And please hang on towards the end of this video for some other suggested videos that we know you will love. I'm very thankful for you listening. I'm very thankful that you lasted this long. Very appreciative, very humble. Much love.
That somehow you never get over.